Welcome back to Notes from the Sanctuary. I'm Véronique.
And I'm Paola.
And we're learning to live a better, gentler life and wants you to come along for the ride.
Yeah, so because it's Valentine's Day this week, or Valentine's week, we're doing something a little bit special. So today we're exploring love in its many forms. So there's self-love, relationship love, and the kind of heart safety that helps you almost feel steady, connected, and deeply yourself. So it's truly like loving yourself.
Yes. And speaking of Valentine's Day, do you have any plans?
Yes and no. I have on Valentine's Day I have a music event. So It's like a music show. But other than that, no. And I think I like that because Valentine's Day can feel so like almost like forced.
Pressure.
Yes. And I don't like this. And even if you go out or do anything, let's say you go to dinner, it's so pricey.
Yeah,
I refuse.
And it's like packed with people.
No, that's not enjoyable for me.
Yeah. I like Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I don't do the going out thing.
Yeah.
I prefer but I like making things special. I make everything into a ritual.
Like you're right, exactly.
So I do like any occasion to make things special, I take it. So I do jump on Valentine's Day for that reason. Even when it's just me and the kids.
Yeah.
I usually make a nice meal, something heart-shaped or whatever.
Of course.
Yes.
I mean, you have to, right?
Yeah. And, always chocolates for the kids and just.
And I think we can take it as an excuse, right?
Exactly. That's what it is for me.
To spend time together and just pause sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is great. Yeah. And I think I like the idea. So I was actually thinking about this today because it's important, but I think I would rather prefer to just do regular pauses like this.
Yes.
Okay,
sure.
let's I want to have a mini self-care day and I'll just do mask, a bunch of other stuff, and that counts.
Yes. For sure.
Yeah.
Though now you're making me think that I want to do masks for Valentine's Day. Except I might have a video call and that might be a little bit scary.
I mean, there's different kinds of masks too. It could be a costume mask with a heart-shaped
masquerade.
Crazy. Yeah. It could also be what are they called? Those self-care masks with oils and stuff. Yeah. That could be good too.
That's what I was thinking. When I was thinking those collagen masks.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're really scary looking.
Yeah, because you only see lips and eyes, and you're like, oh my god, are you coming to murder me?
Perfect for Valentine's Day.
Perfect.
For me, Valentine's Day is I'm just kind of a sucker for romance.
Yeah.
I'm just a sucker for romance. So it's an excuse.
Yeah.
It's, and it's even if I'm not the one being romanced on that day or whatever, I do like hearing about my friends that have gone out for their dates or oh, so-and-so's husband bought her flowers at work.
That's
and
cute.
Things like that. I always aw. And so yeah, I'm a sucker for that stuff.
And I think that's nice because your partner or your friends or your family, they know you, right? So they know that you like these things. So when someone does something like that for you, because they know that you like it, it's so much more special.
Yes.
Right?
Because it's kind of tailoring what you're doing to the person you're doing it for.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, Valentine's Day can be beautiful, but when the pressures also is not so pressure and it just feels more relaxed and nice, and you're doing it because you care about someone or because they like it, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I know that a lot of people get very depressed on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I spend most of my Valentine's days alone, but I make things special.
Well, and I think that's okay too, right? Because we started out saying how Valentine's Day can be with with someone else.
Yeah.
Or there's also the self-care,
self-love.
self-love.
Yeah.
And I think that's important because, yes, Valentine's Day can be roses or like grand gestures.
And you know what, though? You can buy yourself roses.
Yes.
I like the song.
Yes. Exactly. Yes, yes. I can buy myself roses.
I can buy myself flowers. I like to buy myself flowers.
Yes.
I do it for Thanksgiving usually. I often do it for Valentine's Day. Though I often buy them the day after.
They're so much cheaper. Holy camolia. Like,
I'm buying them for myself, so I have no expectations. So I can do whatever day I want.
Yeah,
so
I don't need them by 5 p.m. on the 14th.
No, exactly.
You know?
Yeah. So.
And you can do those small gestures for yourself and take those moments of softness and connection with someone or with yourself too. Like, I know when I do a full self-love routine and I do like a spa day for myself, I really like to sit in the sensations and just enjoy, like,
I love doing that stuff.
you know, yeah.
I love taking care of myself.
Yeah, like, I love it. It feels so nice. And when you're done, you're like, wow. Like, oh my God. It can be exhausting because it's really, really long, but.
Because sometimes too, you're like doing a lot of like procedures and stuff that, you know, takes a while and it's not exactly fun, except that you feel good for taking care of yourself.
Yes.
Like you feel good for like, I'm taking the time for myself to.
And then after the fact, you're like, I did that. And because of that, I feel so much better.
Yes.
Right?
Kind of like exercise, except sometimes.
Not.
Except sometimes I don't feel all that better because I'm like out of breath.
Exactly. Or like my muscles hurt and I'm like, why does it hurt? Like I just woke up, you know? But anyway, that's okay.
All right. So, that today's episode is really about love on a much wider scale because, you know, romance doesn't have to be forced with someone, but we can celebrate love in whatever way we want. It's just, did you watch the Super Bowl halftime show?
I did.
So
love is more powerful than hate.
Yes.
I don't know if any of you viewers have seen, there's everything on social media with Bad Bunny, but it was a really powerful message, and I'm really happy that I got to be there to watch it.
Yeah.
But yes, love is more powerful than hate. So
it's nice to talk about love because, you know, I'm a fan of romance, but I'm also a fan of just love.
Love.
Like, you know, love.
Love. In general, it can be
love.
loving someone else, loving yourself, loving your family,
loving
my
your
pets.
Yeah,
we love our
my
pets.
plants.
Oh, I love my plants. We love plants.
That's how we met.
Yeah, exactly. It is true, actually. We met through a mutual friend because we like plants.
So,
there's plants.
Yeah, love of plants among all of our love.
Yeah.
And so, because we're going to do a love show today, I made resources, these mini guides. Today's resources are free resources, and there'll be two different ways of downloading them. So there'll be two different types of file. There'll be the file that if you just want to print it normally or like read it digitally so that all the pages are in the right order. But there's also going to be a file that will have the pages in the proper order so that you can just print it and make a booklet out of it. And so they're one on self-love and heart safety, and the other one is on relationship love and heart safety. And the relationship love one, I started it thinking because of Valentine's Day, I thought romantic relationship.
It would be great, yeah.
But as I was like, you know, researching and writing the different parts and putting it together, I realized that most of the stuff, maybe in different intensity levels, but they all apply to all our relationships.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's great just for like your friendships, your family relationships. And it actually started getting me thinking like deeper too on like intensity of relationships and like, you know, how family relationships are probably one of the most intense Like we always think like the drama of romance or whatever,
Yeah.
but when you think about like what the strongest relationships we have, I think family is a huge one.
Definitely. And I think intensity can, for some people, result in, anger, frustration. And that's why, sometimes relationships don't always work out, both familial or, whatever it is. But I think you're right. Like, it could also be the families are the most intense relationships because in theory, they've been with you the longest. Mm-hmm. They know you the best. So it's the knowing you and the loving that, but hating that at the same time. Like maybe it's about a balance almost.
Yeah, and it's also like when we look at the heart safety piece, the relationships that can kind of affect your nervous system the strongest, like your family relationship is huge on that. Like all of the stuff you've gone through growing up is like a huge part of how your nervous system reacts.
Absolutely.
And then kind of like your romance relationships can definitely like leave some marks, whether for good or for bad, behind. So
and you almost train your nervous system and your body to react certain ways. So again, they could be good things, but if they're bad things, untraining those things can also be a lot. But I think what's neat, just, I was flipping through these resources. What's neat is that part of it is information, but then there's also practices.
Yes.
So during that retraining, or if you want to practice more love or self-love, those little, it's like a 3-step practice for safe connection, or like a 2-minute grounding ritual, right? Which is helpful because, again, not everyone knows how to do it.
No.
So having those guided rituals, or...
And even when you know how to do it, I don't know, I feel like there's just something about like following a guide that makes you feel like, okay, I'm going to do it right now, as opposed to like, I could do this at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
because I can do it myself, which is true, but it's easier to make excuses almost if you're like,
As for if you've just been reading it and then you're like at that activity, you're like, well, let's continue with it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I actually really like that. And then what's neat is I'm looking at the love one too. There's a reflection area. Here you go. So you can, what patterns do I bring into connection? So just looking at these kinds of guiding questions, I think can be helpful in realizing like ways that you love and ways that maybe you can do better almost.
Or like not even necessarily better, it could be different.
Different, yeah.
Because it might be like, the way you are is probably fine. The way you love is very completely based on, personality, like who you were born as, but also like how you're raised, different experiences you've had, just like traumas that are not even necessarily traumatic, because our nervous system will sometimes like keep things as trauma that were not traumatic. It's just like, as your child brain understood things differently, and so all of these little things will affect the way you love. And there's actually nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you kind of want to switch that out a little bit just to make it easier.
True, actually, yeah. Maybe to reduce the intensity too.
Yeah, and just to, and also it's just like when you get a lot of conflict in relationships, whether it is romantic or interpersonal relationships, I think, it's kind of nice to take a step back and say, okay, which part of this is my, my part?
Yeah.
Because, obviously everything is not necessarily your fault. But it's like, okay, like what is making me react in this?
Yeah. It's almost like it is self-reflection, right? And I think there's like a growth aspect to it, because in every relationship too, you're like, at least I'm different with different people.
Oh, for sure.
And like I'm different with my mom versus with my siblings, right? Just because we are different people, but that doesn't mean that one is better than the other, whatever. So if, let's say, I want to be more gentler with my mom because I know she's so good at doing everything. My mom is amazing. You know, maybe that's me. Okay, what patterns do I bring into this relationship, right? That's interesting. Yeah. I feel like that's helpful. And these are all free resources as well. So,
so in May, we're actually going to go, well, if everything goes according to our timeline, in May, we're going to go a lot deeper in relationships. Like, we're going to make it a whole month about relationships because, you know, it's my birthday in May and I love love. And so there's going to be actually a premium resource that's going to be like, I'm so excited. I've started like
making it, working on it.
I've started outlining it for May and I'm so excited. I'm going to test it out in my relationship. And I'm
excited to hear how it goes, right? Because it's always good to, again, these types of resources are self-reflection, self-growth, like you're learning new things. So incorporating that into a really important relationship.
It's really about like all of these resources that I've been kind of putting together are not so much like me saying how to do things, but like getting you to think about how you do things. And
like pausing, stopping, you know, wait, what am I doing here? Like whether it's good or bad or whatever it is, right?
Just like reflect and like, you know, prompts and like, you know, just different ways of kind of being and focusing on how you want to change things for yourself.
Oh, that's awesome. This is great. I love that we're looking at both self-love and relationship love this week. And these resources are perfect and timely because I think maybe doing the self-reflection takes the pressure off of Valentine's Day, which can be quite intense for a lot. And you mentioned depression, and there's the expectation that Valentine's Day is only for romantic couples. But I've seen the rise of this Galentines, right? So spending time with your gals or just people who you care about, people who you love.
So like I often do it with my kids.
Exactly. Because they are your love. So I don't necessarily need a Valentine while, you know, ideally we are human beings. We do crave that connection. That would be amazing and the best, you know, I find my person. But it's not like you don't require it to participate in something
if you want to participate.
Exactly.
Like some people don't. But if you want to, you just love yourself, love your kids, love your parents, love your friends,
everything,
love your pets. Actually, I think I've seen like, you know, some stores selling Valentine's Day gifts for cats.
For cats? Yes. Yes. I go to PetSmart and they have gifts for pets, for dogs, like, and I do the same thing as you. Instead of buying them the day of, the next day I go and I get her like all these little treats and little like heart-shaped cookies for dogs. And I'm like, here you go. I love you, Valentine's.
So and it's how you make things. It's like, you know, you don't have like a romantic partner. I mean, there's still love in your life. And even if you're completely alone, you have yourself. You have yourself to love. And you definitely deserve it. Like you deserve to be loved by yourself.
Absolutely. Because when you love yourself, I find there's just more joy, right?
You glow. You glow.
Yeah.
You kind of
and it shows.
Calls people to love you.
Automatically, right? Because you take care of yourself better when there's self-love, right? And I think it's approaching this type of love or any type of love with like softness, right? Again, going back to the being gentle with yourself, which is a
huge for your heart
thing. And just being grounded, right? Taking that moment if you're like, oh wow, I'm overwhelmed with all this like Valentine's Day stuff. I just need to pause. Take that pause.
You don't need to like go any further than what you're comfortable with. Like you don't need to, like you find your window of comfort and you don't need to surpass it. Like you just like, for me, you know, like the idea of decorating this year. Well, no, it's just that I couldn't find the decorations. But
otherwise it would be all pink and red right here.
but let's say that the reason was like, the decoration is just too much for me this year, then I value that. Like I respect that, and I do what I'm comfortable with.
Exactly, and where you're at.
Exactly.
Yeah, very cool.
All right, so I think, are we ready for the conversation? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think let's do it.
All right, so we're going to move into the conversation part. We use a small list of questions, not scripts, to guide the flow.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just going to weave in, as usual, our different life stages, cues, personal practices. But really, we want it to feel like as if you're sitting here with us.
Yeah, so we're kind of like, we keep those things in mind, but we probably don't often touch on them.
Exactly.
But
this is what comes up.
Yeah.
Okay, so question 1. When you think about love, especially self-love, what does it mean to you?
Okay, well, we've gone through this quite a bit, but so I think I can keep it short and just say that I guess like trying to think of a one word answer, but I'm not sure. Like I'm thinking like light.
Huh? Yeah.
Like just light.
Yeah.
Like love is light, and so basically self-love would be like containing, or I don't know, not even containing, because you want that light to come out, but you want to like care for that light, like your inner light, like it's just
like
brightness.
a baby.
Yeah, just brightness and this like, I don't know, like just inside of you, this light.
Keep it there forever. It will never go out.
Yeah, so self-love is your self-light, and then love with others, it's kind of a little bit of sharing of light.
Mm-hmm. That's lovely.
Give a little bit of my light, I receive a little bit of your light.
And this makes me think about different kinds of love too, because there are kinds of love that may not be light. And we think that they're love. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking maybe toxic things, or codependence, where we think we love something or someone, and it may feel light. So I think you're right. I think the light aspect is important, because I think with it would come a sense of lightness, like in terms of weight, like you don't feel the weight if it's a good love, right?
Yes. So like as I was like researching about the nervous system care, I learned about co-regulation.
Yes.
And that kind of gave me a little pause, and I actually went and searched a little bit, because to me it felt like that was wrong. It felt like it was too close to codependence, and it felt like, ooh, I don't know. And then I realized that no, like you don't have to be completely alone. Like you don't have to be independent at everything, because you want to like co-regulate with someone, like because someone can help you manage your emotions, as long as they're not always the one who has to manage your emotions. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not codependence until you depend on it.
Exactly. I think it's the balance, right? You need to do both, or be able to do both if that's the case, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's super important. So following the question here, I think for me, love or self-love is joy. I think for me, if I'm doing love right, it brings me joy.
Yes.
And that's when I know that for me, the love I feel towards others or my pet, it's good. Like it's light.
Yes.
Because I'm happy.
Yes.
So, yeah, joy.
Joy, light. Very similar. Like light and joy is light too.
Exactly,
so,
exactly, right? So I love it how we're saying the same thing but different words.
Well,
so it's great.
We think in our own terms.
Exactly.
And that's kind of the cool thing about vocabulary too, right?
I love that. Okay, question number 2. How do you understand heart safety?
Heart safety is very much about being gentle.
Okay.
Especially when we're talking it in a self-love type of way. So heart safety is about, opening yourself up to love. It's not about, putting up walls so that you're safe. Like a lot of people feel that, you know, in order to keep their heart safe, they have to like block it. And heart safety can be a lot about how you regulate yourself and your emotions. So if you're gentle with yourself, even if you're in a situation that might hurt you, your heart's still going to be safer because you're going to take care of it.
Yeah. And I think the important thing is the might hurt you.
Oh, yes.
I think there's value in sometimes taking a risk. Like, obviously,
sure.
each person has their own level of risk averse
Yes,
or
for
willingness,
sure.
but...
And some risks are just no.
Yes. Well, again, we want balance. There is a level of we need overall safety.
Yes.
But if you're scared to, let's say, love someone or love something,
Like you've been hurt and you're
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not going to open myself up that much ever again.
that can be lonely.
Yes.
Right? And even it could just be like, my girlfriend hurt me and la la la, and now I don't trust my girlfriend.
I went through a very long period without friends because I'd been hurt so badly by some friends. It was around my divorce time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just like, I had a few friends that really, really hurt me. And after that, like even other friends that were not involved in any of this, I kind of backed away slowly from.
Yeah.
And I went a really long time, like a good, I don't know, like I made a few friends, but like, I don't know, like
It took your time.
it took me like a good
Took
3,
time.
4 years later, and it's still like let them go so easily.
Yeah. I feel like that's a learned response, right? Because you learned that people may hurt me, so you have coping mechanisms, which is good,
Yes.
but it's also, again, allowing yourself to feel that joy because we are social creatures.
Yes, we are.
We do crave for that connection.
Yeah, even like an introvert like me, you know, still like I don't seek it out very often, but when I get it, it's like, oh, this feels good.
It feels good, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, again, depending, because introvert, extroverts, each one needs that social interaction differently,
Yes,
right?
it's
To
their
recharge
way.
your batteries.
Yes.
So as long as, again, you do it in a healthy balance,
Yes.
it's not about, oh, I haven't seen you in a week, therefore I need to see you twice this week, or what, like, no, that's not, like,
No,
that's
yeah.
stressful and that actually too much pressure, but,
Yes.
you know, yeah. And going back to heart safety, I think you know yourself best, right? So you will know what your heart needs, what your body needs. And I think taking that pause in that moment, maybe doing a body scan, or maybe like a quick meditation to clear your head could be helpful.
Find some reflection,
Yeah.
like reflection prompts
Yeah.
to like, you know, like some little ideas of like how to like get your juices going to like journal
Yeah.
your thoughts.
Yeah. And then for me, sometimes when I react to something, because I'm a human, there are things and I have a past, and
Yeah.
sometimes I react and I'm like, hold on, that was a really strong reaction. Why did I react so strongly?
Yes, I do that often.
You know?
I do that often where
Yeah.
after I react, I'm like, why did I react like
Yeah,
this?
what
And then I'm like,
happened?
often it's lack of sleep for me.
And
But
that,
again,
that could
that's
be
fine,
your
yeah.
body saying, V, you gotta go to bed. Next question. What do you think is the difference between co-regulation and codependence?
Okay, so I kind of jumped the
And
gun
does
on
it
that
feel
one.
like, is there a fine line?
Yes, I think that, yeah. So like I kind of, yeah, I jumped the gun on that one.
Well, it's okay. It's what?
But yes, definitely fine line. I think depending on the person.
Yeah.
I think for some people it's very clear. Some people that have been in codependent relationships like I have, the idea of co-regulation is almost scary because you're like, what? Like I want this person to help me like because co-regulation is a lot of it's not necessarily like telling all your problems to someone, and it can be as simple as just sitting next to someone, because what happens is your heart rate and your breathing and
will.
whatever will sync with the other
Yeah.
person. So if the person is very calm and doesn't have the same type of nervous system reaction, it's really good for you.
Yeah.
But like, and doing it, like the practice of it, I've definitely felt it and done it, and it's never bothered me.
Okay.
But reading about it, like I think just the concept of it bothered me because of that fine line between that and codependence. Because you're like, if this feels so good, like, am I going to end up depending on it?
Yeah. I think that's the scary part. And I think when I think about co-regulation, I think about, like, sometimes for me, a hug.
Oh, yes.
Like I melt into like really good hugs.
It's like, it doesn't matter how upset I am, I cannot stay upset if I'm being hugged.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I've had times where I'm like, just like, don't touch me because then I'm gonna forgive you and you don't deserve it.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like I'm thinking about what you were saying about co-regulation. You know, you match your breath, and it helps to, like, again, regulate you. And I think that's what hugs do for me, because again, if it's a nice warm hug, you're like, ooh, that's nice, or like you can hear their heartbeat or feel their breathing or whatever it is, right? Depending on how intimate the hug can be, right? But again, if it's with people you love most of the time, it's like, okay, this is like a meaningful hug and it feels good.
Yes.
Right? So I think that's...
No, hugs are amazing.
Hugs are just like, when I'm upset, it's the same thing. Like, I'm like, give me a good hug and I'll be good. I mean, obviously I'll still talk about things because if something needs to be addressed, it
needs to be addressed.
Address it, right? Because if you leave it, that it'll rot. And
though sometimes you do need to leave it for a time
to think about it and reflect and know.
That's a problem I have where I want to solve everything right away. And if I took the time, half of the problems would have solved itself already, because half of the problem is me overreacting or me making a scenario in my head that wasn't really there. And so with the time, you know, when your nervous system calms down, you start, so that time is good. I'm really bad at taking that time because I overthink during it.
And I think taking that time, like the way I do it, because I do so many body scans. I'll do a body scan. I'm like, whoa, I'm feeling a type of way. This is not normal. Why am I feeling this way? What reacted me to feel this way, you know? So what's interesting is I do the body scan, and most of the time I'll like take a step and then I'll be like, wow. And it'll be like a self-reflection type of what did that? Was it something said? Was it something I saw? Was it a memory? Like, am I thinking about something completely separate in my mind and then in live, you know, like,
I have this problem where if somebody doesn't communicate enough with me, I will make it the rest up in my mind.
Oh, so like you finish the story.
Finish the story, I will, and that's not good.
Yeah, because what you think may be the story is not actually the story. Yeah, and it goes back to why communication is so important. And I think if we go back to this question, because I don't want this to be, we could go into so many things.
I know, I was thinking about this, about that, but we got completely off of it. So co-regulation and
codependence. Like, going back, I think it's important to know yourself and find a healthy balance, because it's good to be with loved ones like your daughter or your son or, you know, or a partner, and use that to do some self-regulation, like co-regulation, or even some self-regulation. I think it both can be work, but codependence, if you rely on them and you basically teach yourself that they're the only ones who can help you regulate, that's when it goes bad.
Yes, and that's definitely like, so, my partner is very good at regulation, like self-regulation, and so it kind of almost scares me that, you know, I would rely on that.
Okay.
I don't. I've, no, I don't.
No.
I've learned, like, instead, I've kind of learned how to be that way.
Okay.
Little by little.
But it's good because
yes.
then your partner is helping you learn new ways of managing, your emotions or regulation, right? Because you will automatically grow and learn something, from any relationship with anyone,
Yes.
even your family or whoever,
Sometimes
right?
the stuff you're learning is not necessarily good things.
Also true. But in this case,
Yes.
it seems like it is,
Yes,
right?
it looks like it, yes.
That's nice. I'm really happy for you because this is like a lifelong thing. Okay, next question. Another thing we explore in the mini guide, so the love and the self-love, is the difference between intensity and drama. And I know we did kind of talk about intensity and drama already,
Yes.
but how do you sense that difference?
I think actually the word intensity makes me think drama until I take a step back.
Okay.
Right, so when you think of an intense relationship, you're often thinking about the roller coaster emotions.
Yeah.
You're thinking of, trauma, like things that cause trauma. But
Yeah.
intensity can be calm. It can be quiet.
It can.
And actually, so I think, I'm trying to, like, in my head to refer to what I used to refer to as intense relationship as dramatic relationships.
Okay.
So like, and then that could be like even like a relationship with a friend or like sometimes
Anyone.
Like,
It could be
'cause
anything.
I've had, some
Yes,
pretty,
me too.
yes.
We've all been there, guys.
Yes. And so intensity is more about, actually, I've been thinking a lot about what makes a relationship intense without there being like high drama like feelings, because that is actually something I've been healing recently.
Interesting.
Because for years and years and years and years I thought that that drama was intensity. I thought the fighting and the getting back together and the I love you so much and then I hate you, and like I thought that was love.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is a type of love.
It
like I'm not
is.
going to say it's not love, but it's not a healthy love, and it's not
It
necessarily.
sounds chaotic a little bit.
It's not intensity in that way. Like it's drama.
Yeah.
And intensity can just like, I don't know, like that strong sense of safety.
Like a pull. It could also be like part of the chemistry you feel with someone. It could also be a sense of safety that you feel with them, especially if you've experienced trauma or other things, like feeling safe.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, that's
intense.
safe, yes.
But that's not a bad intensity,
No.
right? Because it's good for you.
But it's funny because like when you've had like that drama before, that intensity, you're kind of waiting for the other side of it.
Like you're waiting for the ball to drop.
Yes, you're waiting for the, oh my God, like.
Which I can see that. And I think this is something that I've had to unteach myself, because I'm the same way. You wait for, okay, well, where's the bad stuff?
Exactly. Where's the bad stuff?
Where's the bad stuff? It's my hand movements. But yeah, where's the but gonna come in,
Yes.
right? And I think if you continue to...
Or like you're like, oh, this is too good to be true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you continue to only look for that, it's almost like you're training yourself to find it.
Yes,
Or
yes.
you're manifesting it
Or you're
to happen.
because you're pushing and pushing and pushing, and the other person might be, well, I might as well go off and do these things since I'm being like accused of them anyways.
Yeah. And I think it's like, again, something that I'm learning is just live. Just live.
I'm learning.
Be happy. Enjoy. Spend time with the people that you want to, who
Yes.
bring you joy, right?
Yes.
I go back to my vision board. Like it's all about joy and
Yes.
love and happiness. So
The glimmers.
the glimmers, right? So that's what I'm like, I'm going to make time for the people who I love, right? So I go back to that. I'm like, this is what I want. And intensity with friends, it can also happen. So
Yes.
for example, I have friends who, they're intense people just overall, like it's high intensity, but we are there for each other. We care for each other all the time, and that's intense, right? But it's not, quote unquote, a bad intensity. It's just, we're intense because we support each other. We're there for each other, and I think that's awesome.
So you said the intensity for friendships, and again, you can have that intensity and you can have that drama.
Oh yes, absolutely. And
and-
I've had so much drama in relationships. I've had friendship breakups, I call it, because it really is a breakup.
It
like
is actually one of my like biggest breakup I would consider is a friendship breakup. Like I feel like I still have some trauma from that.
Yeah, I totally
and I
get
still
that.
have this like, I don't know, like I bring her up often, even though like I haven't seen her in, I don't know, 10 years or something.
Well, and clearly it was intense.
Yes.
Right? But maybe it sounds like it wasn't good intense. It was more of the drama, the chaos that brought, and that was your choice to, undo that. But that's, I think, the way that you realize whether it's intensity or chaos or drama, like the good and the bad, is taking that time, doing those self-reflections, right? Like if you can learn something from this, take that time.
And the thing too is, as you work on yourself, other people's drama is going to affect you less and less.
Absolutely.
I can actually be friends with more dramatic people than I used to be able to, because it doesn't touch me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes, like if the drama's too much, I just say like I can't deal with this level of drama. I'm going to take some steps back. If you need me, like actually need me, I'm there. If you need me to be involved in your drama, I'm not here.
Yeah. I don't have room in my life, heart or soul for that, period.
And I found like the people respect that.
Good. And maybe that's why you still have them in your life too, because someone who would go, how dare you? Like, you're not talking to me, or like, that's like coming from a space of anger versus you're just setting a boundary.
Yeah.
And I think that's healthy. So as you can sense the difference between intensity and drama and setting those boundaries as you need, that's the most important. It's amazing. Okay, next question. What kinds of relationships feel most nourishing to you right now?
Okay. I mean, we're going to go back into safety.
Yes.
So safe relationships for sure. And actually, talking about like the friends with drama, the idea of friends that I can set boundaries with, like super safe. Like that's
awesome.
amazing, right?
Yeah.
And it's also like, again, in romantic relationship, like if sometimes, I'm overthinking and having someone say, take a deep breath. Let's talk about this. I think you're overthinking again. And I don't know, like, I think like that kind of sounds like past me might have been annoyed with that. Kind of like relax.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Exactly.
Don't tell me
Don't
what
tell me
to
relax.
do.
It's like that saying, like nothing, how does it? Never in the history of calming down has anybody ever calmed down by being told to calm down. But actually that's not true, because now I feel I can be told to calm down depending on tone.
And it also depends how they say it, right?
Exactly,
if they're
the
like,
tone,
yo,
like-
you need to calm down.
Exactly.
Well, that's just gonna,
Exactly. But when it's like, okay, calm down.
Yeah.
Let's go through this slowly.
Yeah.
Like,
Breathe.
I don't know, it's like everything, all of that overthinking, all of that, oh my God, this is that and this, it just,
Yeah.
because it's like the person accepted me
Yeah.
as I am.
And I think what's also helpful in those situations is speaking that out loud. Like, for me, if I'm like overthinking or something is in my mind, if I say it out loud to
Oh my God, it makes all
someone,
the difference.
yeah, and they're like, say that again. Do you think that makes sense? And I'm like, ugh, actually, like that was
Sometimes
kind
it's
of
like-
ridiculous.
Sometimes it's like in the middle of telling someone, you're like, yeah, actually, I know the solution to that.
Yeah, exactly, right? So it's like, that you may have just in speaking it out loud, you're like, holy, that
and it's been in my mind for the past 5 days, and it made sense, and then as soon as I speak it out, it's like, yeah, no, that doesn't make
exactly
sense.
So
I wonder if journaling would be good for that.
Journaling would be really
like if,
yes,
like reading it would be the same as like saying it out loud, like
honestly, possibly.
Yeah.
Because when I journal, I don't journal often, but when I do and then I read it back, I'm like, I
don't know why I don't journal, because I love writing.
Yeah.
I love writing. And like, you know, like...
I find there are times when I'm like, I just feel it. And I'm like, I have something in my mind. I want to talk about this, or I want to just let it out, put it down. And it just feels better because I feel the weight. Like if something's on my mind or I feel stress... Like I feel it heavy, right? And then it's lighter after I've talked to someone or wrote it down or dealt with it sometimes. Because if it's an issue, I can just, you know, but yeah, it really depends on how you handle it too. So maybe journaling could work.
Yeah.
Or it's also part of co-regulation, because speaking to somebody about it could just be the regulation you need.
And it's like
almost.
if the person knows you and, you know, is very regulated themselves, you're not going to dysregulate them. But you got to know who you're talking to.
Yes.
Like, because otherwise you might just like bring somebody into your chaos.
Yes. So it's the safe relationships. You want to be able to do this, right?
Exactly.
The ones that feel solid and grounded.
And feel like they know you. They like understand enough of you to know that, you know, you need to vent, you need to let this out. You need to sometimes just listen to an explanation.
Yeah. And I will say, like, my mom is that for me. And I'm so blessed for that, because I can just call her. I'm like, panic. And she's like, okay, let's talk about this.
Yes.
You know, and I'm like, whew, right? Or if there's an issue, or even something good. Like, I got really great news today and I was so freaking happy. And I was like, guess what? And she's like, you got it. I already know you got it from your voice. And I just screamed into the phone. And, you know, it was amazing. And that feeling, having someone or that relationship that feels safe.
Yes. Amazing.
It heals the soul.
Yes.
It really does.
Yes. It's amazing to have someone that you can be fully yourself with. And you know that you're not gonna have like ruin things forever by being
yourself.
So which like is... even like sometimes you're a little bit dramatic or whatever, like you try not to be, like you try to work on yourself. Obviously it's not just like, okay, I've got this person, now I'm gonna
rely on them.
No, exactly.
For me. No.
But like the idea that as you're working on yourself, that, and I think someone probably wouldn't stay safe that much if you weren't working on yourself.
You would feel it. It would feel almost like a shift in the relationship you have with that person too, right? Automatically.
But it's just like, it's just so nice to like be able to just like melt down and then take a deep breath and be okay.
You're like, wow, that felt so much better. And
and you didn't feed the person in the process. Because I've had, you know, relationships and friendships where, you know, as soon as you try to like unleash, well, not unleash sounds
release
like,
or discuss
release or whatever,
whatever.
They absorb all the negativity and it becomes like, and then you feed off of each other, and it's just like something small becomes like a massive thing, and then all of a sudden you're not talking anymore, and it's just like, and like, so I've definitely had it both ways, and I'm definitely learning that I love safety.
I think that's the key. Steady, grounding, safety, like calm. So maybe those are the types of friendships we like and relationships we like, right? So
and again, as calm as we ourselves get, the more we can let in people that are maybe less calm, because it doesn't, you know, it doesn't break through to us.
And that can also be the type of relationship we have with ourselves.
True.
Right? So like, I'm always on a constant journey to be gentler with myself.
Yes.
So that's me building that safety, that heart safety with myself, right?
Yes, that's actually super important.
Yes. Yeah. So if you go back to what relationship feels nourishing, the one with myself is probably a really strong one, because I only have one body.
Yes.
Right? In my life, and I need to nourish and care for the relationship with myself.
It's beautiful. I don't know why I'm getting emotional.
And that was intense, me too. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, this is a heavy topic,
Yes,
love, just
yes.
when you think about it.
Yes. Because it's, the only thing stronger than hate.
Exactly.
Thanks, bad buddy.
Exactly. Okay, next question. How do you practice self-love in a way that feels real and not performative?
I do it very performative.
Okay.
And I like it that way.
But is that because of your rituals?
I think, it's just for example, I'll be today is self-care, and I'll I don't drink wine anymore, but before it's I buy a bottle of wine. Now maybe buy a chocolate bar or whatever. And I'm I'm going to put on a mask and I'm going to take a bubble bath. And it's all a big performance I put on for myself. But I think it's real too, right? Because it's for myself. It's not like I'm sharing it on social media saying, oh, this is my self-care day. It's not performance for other, but I am performing in a way.
But that brings you joy.
It does, yes.
So if you go back to what love feels like for you, that's the light, right?
Yes,
so that's you feeding your self-love. So while I get what you mean, it could be performative. I don't know if that
I don't
could
think it's a
even
bad
be
thing.
labeled it could
To
be.
me, I feel
but
it's performative, but it's not a bad thing.
no, I think you're just a ritual person.
I think if you perform for other people's sake, then that's not good.
Yeah.
But if you're performing for yourself because
That's who you are, and that's what you like.
Yeah.
You could label it as performative, but I wouldn't be I wouldn't. That's awesome that you know what you like and you do what you enjoy, right? And I think that's healthy, right? Because you're building that relationship with yourself.
Yeah, even if it is I don't really care what the label of it is, because it makes
it feels good.
Yeah, that's my self-love. That's my, and I know there's probably different things I should, but honestly, I feel I've always been gentle with myself.
Okay.
Well, for some things.
Okay. No, that's fair. There's always room for growth, right?
Yeah, it's just it's weird because on some things I'm super hard on myself and other things I'm not, and then it can switch. It's just today I'm hard on this thing and the next day I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
But so it definitely can be gentler, but a lot I feel for me, that's easy. It's just to be kind of aware, to notice when I'm not gentle with myself. If I notice, I have no problem being gentler with myself.
Yeah.
So I think that's as far as for me, the self-love, the big rituals,
That's how you do practice self-love.
It's just the same way as, I wanted to put the Valentine's Day decorations.
Exactly. Yeah, for you.
Everything has to be a big...
And I think what's important is that sometimes it can be misunderstood to only be that, right? But then we have talked about the emotional aspect, how self-love can also be how you're gentler with yourself, right? How you think about yourself, how you treat yourself, right? If you're always oh, I'm so stupid. Well, your body's going to start actually believing that.
And mom, you need to stop saying that about yourself.
There you go. Because they can actually, your body doesn't understand tone. It will just believe that.
Yes.
Being gentler to yourself is a form of self-love. So I was saying, if you're worried that it could be too performative, if you go back to the reason why you're doing it, and that could be a form of
I'm not undoing.
Worried, yeah.
I don't mind it being performative.
No, but I mean, even in the question, let's say if some of our listeners are thinking, oh, I'm always performing that, and that's me, and oh no, am I doing something bad?
Yeah, no, definitely not. It's your
it's the
personality.
root, right?
it's I think like performative in this question means like, I don't know, like again, like maybe so that you can post about it on social
Oh,
media.
yeah, true.
Like,
Like-
oh, today's self-care day, you know, and you're not really actually like taking it in.
Enjoying it, like
they're too
taking that
busy,
moment, which maybe is a super important part of it.
Yeah, yeah. Though sometimes like people kind of like complain about people posting stuff on social media, and I think to myself like, well, maybe they're not getting as much out of it because of it, but at the same time, they've just reminded like everyone to do that self-care.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so.
Okay, next question. Can we love fully if we haven't worked on our traumas?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes, I think your love will get better as you work on your trauma. Safer, less dependent for sure. But I feel that saying that you have to be, you know, work, like you have to have all of your self-work done before you're in a relationship or before you can fall in love. I think that's a little bit much. I
Yeah.
also think that relationships act very much like a mirror. A lot of your traumas, a lot of your issues, you might not even be aware of them until you're in a
Yeah.
relationship. I think working your traumas out while you're in a relationship is great.
Yeah. And I at first my automatic was like, yeah, you need to be healed. But then it's like, what does healed even mean?
No, exactly.
Right? So if I say I'm going to be healed, well, healing looks different for everyone. And if you always put, well, I'll only be ready when I'm healed, well, will you ever be fully healed? Because especially traumas, it takes so long to like unlearn. And healing is a continuous thing.
And you're never going to be, like, no one is perfectly healed. Like, because, like, again, like we mentioned before, traumas happen in the smallest, silliest little ways sometimes. And so you could have had the most perfect childhood and still have some trauma because, you know, your mother said something or you overheard her say something that, you know, in your perfect little childhood, you never...
Like, oh, that's my fault.
yeah.
Therefore, like, I'm a bad person or
Exactly.
something, right? And now you've internalized that and you're an adult and you believe that. But
So
it takes time, right?
So everyone has traumas, and sometimes they don't even show themselves for a really long time. And you kind of have to just work on them as they come and just not stop to live your life in the meantime.
And I think when I think about this question too, what does even loving fully mean, right? Like, again, I go back to you can love different people differently and still say, I love you fully.
True.
Because you can give a certain amount of love that's your full, and then they can give a certain amount of love that's your full. And it can be in any relationship, right?
True.
Family, friends, romantic.
True.
And if we say, well, I'm not ready to love fully, well, what does that mean for you and why can't you? Because fully for you may mean very differently from others. So is the issue now that we're comparing ourselves to others, and that's why we're saying, well, I can never love like that?
Yeah, no.
That's not good either, right? Why punish yourself because you've had a trauma and saying, because I've had this trauma, therefore I can never love, or I'm going to be alone or lonely?
So I was watching his podcast the day before yesterday, I think.
Okay.
And it was a woman. This is love related. It's very different than what we've been talking about, but it's still, I think, sorry. So I was watching this podcast, and it was about open relationships.
Okay.
And I found it very hard to accept.
Right.
But she was saying, she was like a lady around my mom's age, and she was saying that if you really love someone, you should not be wanting to restrict them in any way. And everything she said made complete sense. And because I felt like the person I am at this moment could never do that, it made me feel like almost like as comparing myself. Like, so
Yeah.
it's like what you
Why
were talking
can't I
about.
do that, right?
Yeah, why can't I do that? Like, you know, she made it sound so beautiful. And I was like,
Visitor.
hi, Jasmine. Yeah, she made it sound beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
you know, open relationships, the way some people bring them up, it doesn't sound beautiful. But, like,
Yeah.
she made it sound actually beautiful. I think, you know, also, like, choosing to give someone freedom doesn't mean that they choose to take it.
This is also true.
Yeah, so again, so like I kind of started getting these feelings of, am I loving fully, since I couldn't do that?
Oh, because if she loves this way, can you ever love that way? So are
Yeah.
you fully loving?
Exactly.
But I think it's what's your capacity
No.
to quote unquote love fully.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
And that's actually, when you brought that up, I reminded, and it kind of made me feel better. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like it doesn't mean that I don't love fully.
Yeah. Or
Like
that
it-
you're incapable of love, or
Yeah.
you don't deserve love because you're unhealed or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like if we tell this to ourselves, then that's unfair, because if the world brings you, like, let's say if the world brings you this like amazing friend or this amazing like partner, you owe it to yourself to be with those people and those relationships,
Yes.
because if they bring you joy,
Yes.
or you feel light.
And you can often, you know, there's that saying, like, show me the 5 people you hang out with, and I'll show you like who you are. So sometimes, you know, the people you bring around you might actually help heal your trauma without even
Also-
trying to. So, like, you know, like doing it for that purpose, not so good, because you're codependent. But when it's just like you like these people's energy, and you kind of, you know, your energy changes because of it, that's beautiful. Like, that's
It is. It is.
So
and
you-
I think that's a healthier way to do it than say, I'm incapable, or I'm, again, closing myself and doing the heart safety, because that's not it. Like, it's being safe, knowing what you need, putting those boundaries, but also allowing love to come, because love is beautiful, right?
In all its
And yeah, and it brings
It's the only thing greater
good.
than hate.
It brings good.
Yes.
So, yeah, like I think a lot of people can get trapped in that. I have trauma and I need time, right? And they'll be
Yes.
like, oh, I just got out of a relationship, therefore I'm not going to get any new one in a year from now.
And that's fine, as long as you're also like not completely closed.
I think that's the most important thing.
It's like, you know, you can make the plans, and I think that's beautiful to want to work on yourself and to not let, you know, relationships kind of like
One after the other all the
searching
time.
for
Yeah.
a new relationship.
Yeah.
Like, you know, saying I'm not going to search for a new relationship because I'm working on myself. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you got to at one point kind of probably put a limit on it if you want a relationship. I mean, some people are happy on their own.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like
yeah,
if
yeah.
it's something that you want, that, you know, self-work period, you probably want to keep it to a certain amount. But like if something shows up,
Yeah.
like in my case, I wasn't, like, I was still in my, you know,
Healing phase.
my
yeah.
healing phase, my
Yeah,
break
yeah, yeah.
phase. And, you know, everything was like, no for me. But, you know, you recognize safety.
Yeah, and it feels good.
And you're like, well, I could use some safety right now.
Yeah, right? And
So-
you listen to what your
Yes.
body needs.
Yes.
So if these types of relationships come across you, maybe it was just meant to be. They were meant to be in your life, or you were meant to
Yeah,
experience.
and meant to be doesn't necessarily mean like happily ever after.
No. It's just you were
Because-
meant to be in that moment,
Yeah.
spending time together, or
Yes.
you know, like
Yeah.
it's
Meant to be
meant
can
to
be like
meet.
meant for, you know, whatever progress that you're
Yeah,
gonna
in your
make.
life now.
Yeah.
Where
Because
you're at.
relationships again are the best mirrors
Yeah.
for ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty right. Okay, next question. What do we think about saying you should love yourself first before you get into a relationship? I know we kind of have talked about that, but this is now specifically
yes, and
relationships.
Yes, and it's specifically like self-love instead of traumas. You know, you hear that often, like no one's gonna love you until you love yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's a slap in the face.
Because I think that you are lovable no matter what version of you are.
No matter how you feel about yourself, it's not like the defining factor of who you are.
I think the difference is you attract different people depending on, again, it's the mirror, right?
Yes.
You attract different people depending on where you're at. So,
yes, and you might find a better relationship if you're loving yourself.
Yeah.
Because you won't let someone mistreat you the same way.
Yeah, exactly. Or you'll set those boundaries, or you'll look for a certain type of person, right?
But you're still deserving of love. You're still, like, even if you don't love yourself, you deserve to be loved.
You deserve, or you can find it, or I think the difference is being open to it, right? Mm-hmm. Like open heart, open mind. Mm-hmm. It's not saying, I'm going to pick you because you look nice or because you're the first person that comes to across my feed or whatever it is. It's, I'm going to get to know you, or like our paths cross, we become friends, whatever. Like it's just the level, right? But a relationship can also be anything, right? It could also be like, I enjoy spending time with you every Sunday. Let's go get brunch. And that's also super cool.
Yes. I think a good relationship will help you love yourself. Mind you, like, you shouldn't rely on it. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be like, oh, I need to be in a good relationship so I can love myself. Yeah. Like, in that purpose, no, start working on yourself first. Mm-hmm. And then but again, it's just like, I don't know, like, I get where these sayings come from, mm-hmm. but I just feel that they're depressing.
Yeah, and I think the time is now. Like, if you're thinking about when is the right time for me to get into a relationship, yesterday. You know, like, I think, again, if the right person...
If the right person, for sure.
Right?
Yeah. If, like, everything feels right, but you're like, oh, I'm not ready.
I don't think there is a right time, right? It could have been yesterday, it could be tomorrow, it could be right now. Like, I don't know.
But, like, the opposite is also true, right? Where, like, because you've, like, worked yourself and now you're at a spot where you really love yourself, it doesn't mean you have to force a relationship. Like, you need someone that technically, like, hits all of the boxes for, like, okay, I've done all my work, this person's done all their work, everyone's, like, and then you try to force it.
It doesn't.
That's not gonna work
cannot.
either, right?
Yeah, no. It has to be... It has to feel good. Mm-hmm. Like, it has to feel safe and warm, I feel.
Yes, because safe by itself is not enough.
No.
I've been safe in a relationship where, you know...
Yeah, safety is not enough. No. There needs to be, like, you need that chemistry. You need that connection.
So important. Because the thing about, like, chemistry, like, that kind of, like, wanting that, you know, physical touch and whatever, is that it's going to carry you through some of the harder parts.
Yes.
So, like, if you don't have that chemistry and you, like, come across some problems, it's so much easier to give up, right?
Yeah, because you're like, oh, do they even love me, right? Or
you're just like, I don't know, like, it's just like you just end up disconnecting more and more from the person.
Versus if you can come back to, you know, how you guys get along, or
like, you know, like, you have enough of that chemistry. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, you always want to take the clothes off of each other.
No, it could be, I laugh
like,
together because we joke around.
You know, that person's hugs will like, you know, take all of my pain away, like, during our fights, and because of that, now we can actually talk about it and work it through. Like, that will help. I like it, and it's that chemistry. Like, it's that feeling of, but I mean, the other type of chemistry is super important too, but it's not like.
So I think self-love or loving yourself shouldn't be a prerequisite to getting into a relationship. I think it should be a prerequisite of growth and just taking care of yourself, your mind, body, and soul.
Yeah, no, you should definitely want to love yourself and work on loving yourself. whether or not you want to be in a relationship.
Yeah, that's almost like
they're
two different things, right?
Two
like
separate concepts.
I get how people could be like, well, loving yourself is good, therefore you must love yourself so that someone can love yourself.
Also, like, if you love yourself, you're less likely to get into a bad relationship.
Because you know your boundaries, what you need, what you don't need.
But I feel like you can learn that while you're in a relationship, as long as you actually are, like, your mind is, you know, there for growth. And I think anyone that would be listening to this podcast, anyone that would be, you know, listening to anything like this is wanting to grow, and therefore they don't need to wait to be.
And I will say, as much as that is true, relationships are not always a lifetime. So you may be, you know, in one of my previous relationships, I had to check myself and think, is this lifetime? And the answer was no. So even though I was in the process of doing a self-love, I had to recognize that part of my growth, we no longer matched, right? And I realized that relationship wasn't for me. So, you know,
it's so hard.
It's so hard because at that point, it's not even about them. I can't be like, you this. No, it's I need something different.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's part of the self-love, and you owe it to yourself because future you needs something different, right? Because you've now developed, you're evolved as you continue with your self-growth.
I had that problem with my marriage, my kid's dad. Yeah. I mean, the good news is it's, you know, it made it for very easy co-parenting because it wasn't a big, like, I hate you or anything like that.
It was
just like we grew so different.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's a really beautiful and healthy thing.
It's just difficult with children.
Yeah.
But
you were true to yourself, right? Because you said, you're not actually horrible. No. I can't hate you.
No. It made it so hard to end it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you try and, you know, maybe you stay in a relationship longer than you should have because you're like, well, they're actually a good person. Maybe I can go back, you know, but you can't go back. You have to move forward, right?
Forward.
So.
And it's like, we can acknowledge that not every relationship is forever and that some people are with us to help us grow to the next stage or whatever, without being like, all relationships are temporary. Like we can look at a relationship as forever with, you know, that thought in the back of your mind, you know, hopefully, or forever as long as it serves us. Like,
as long as I'm happy and it brings me joy and we're matched, right? Yeah. It may be a lifetime for now and it may feel like that, but maybe 2-3 years from now it's not.
I just feel like, you know, like some people, again, big romance for me, right? Like, I feel like I can understand that and still be like, oh, this is my forever. And then when I find out that it's not my forever, then the thing is to not hold on to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
because you don't want to waste your time or their time, right? And that's hard because I'm like, well, I don't want to be alone, right? But it's sometimes it's what you need.
Yeah, and you end up enjoying alone.
I like those breaks, you know, like that. Well, not the break, but I like that in between because I end up learning so much about myself in those in-betweens. Like, it's insane. And I don't know if it's because I can focus more.
I think there's a lot that happened, right? Yeah. Like, there's a bit of, like, that you got shook. Like, it shakes you into, like, that growth.
Yeah, you need to do, like, a shift, but it's almost like, ugh, oh my God, like, I'm here now.
Yeah.
Whoa, like, I need to, like, relearn how to live differently. Like, my life will not be the same, A. And then B, what can I do that brings me joy, and you don't need to do it for someone else, right? Because in any relationship you do things for others or you compromise, right? So instead you just do it for yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that. That was such a great conversation.
It was.
Okay, so we talked a lot about all these kinds of things, and now we're going to do a little co-regulation check-in. Okay, so...
I think it comes from the...
It comes in the love book.
Yes. So it's like I've got a little typo here, but I fixed it for
Yeah.
I fixed it for
So
the download, so you
it's
won't have that
fixed.
typo. But yes,
We're going to do the co-regulation and breath together. So co-regulation can be done in many ways. We kind of talked about different ways. So like hugging is one that comes really easily to us, or even just talking things out is a really good one. Holding hands, looking at each other this can be super intimate, but like staring at each other in the eyes too, like oh my God. That can be also intense, but
that's very intense.
It
To
is.
me,
It
that's
is.
like hugely intense. It's probably
You're staring
way more
into my
intense.
soul.
It's probably way more intense than a hug.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So for us, we're gonna just share rhythm and share breath. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start. I'm just gonna guide us through it. Okay. So inhale for a count of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1. And exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do it again. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. And release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That feels good.
That was actually nice.
Yes, I like the 6 count on the exhale. It
That was
really
nice.
released everything.
Yeah, I feel like it was like in my shoulder.
Yeah.
So while you're doing this, it can be with friends, family, or a romantic partner, and it could...
Like you could be holding hands,
Yeah.
you could be,
Or you could be even closer. Like there's so many, or staring at each other.
Yes.
That's another thing too. Like we talked about the eye.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you really want to be intense.
Without the drama.
Exactly. We don't want no drama.
All right, I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
So thanks for spending this pre-Valentine's, because I think this is going to release 2 days before Valentine's Day. So, maybe you can try some co-regulation with your loved ones,
Yeah.
whether that be romantic or family. You know,
Yeah.
you do some co-regulation with your kids, with your parents, well, I don't know if you can really have your pets breathe the same rhythm as you. But
No, and
you can
maybe...
do different types of co-regulation.
Yeah,
but-
like I hug my dog and I hear her heartbeat, and actually that regulates me. So, but anyway, just, gentle reminder, love doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be crazy all the time. And often the best kind is the most powerful, like the quiet kind.
The safe kind.
Yeah. So just stay yourself, breathe deeper, and just feel more held in your life because you deserve it.
And remember that these 2 mini guides are going to be available on our website.
Yeah.
And you can download either versions. So if you want to do the booklet with the 2-sided printing, you just would go ahead and print the odd pages first, flip them around, and then put the even pages out, and then it will give you exactly the perfect format for your booklet.
Yeah. So next week's theme, a little tease, is going to be listening to your body's wisdom.
I feel like that's one of your expertises.
Yeah. I think it goes back to our previous of meditation.
Yes.
Like I feel like we have our strengths.
Yeah, I think that one is definitely one of your strengths.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it goes back to the meditation aspect of it, and listening to how our body speaks, and breathing meditation, and trusting the inner signals. So like I'm obsessed with body scans. So, well, I'm not obsessed. I do them. I do them to support my daily.
Yes, which is amazing. And actually, based on this, the resource next week is going to be a breathwork mini guide,
Cool.
because
Awesome.
you kind of like made me curious.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about it more next week.
Awesome. We'll see you guys then.
All right, so take care of yourself, and I hope you have a great Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
whatever that means for you.
Yeah. In whatever form.
Exactly.
Bye.